good morning. Today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to make eggs. Typically this is a household item that's usually within your fridge, but if you do not have any eggs, at Costco we have a great brand, the Kirkland brand. Gives you 24 eggs for $3.99. Not a bad deal. Also, Fry's is having a good deal on eggs right now. Check it out, look at the ad. If you do not pick up your own mail, I recommend looking online, easy to access. Today we will be featuring me and Miss Mika Grace, my daughter, everyone. Let's get a little close look. Say hi, Mika. No? Cool. Featuring my dogs who are playing with each other and do not know how to stop. All right. So, first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about eggs as I get some preparation here done. All right. So, eggs are a very good source of inexpensive, high-quality protein. Hence, inexpensive. More than half of the protein in an egg is found in the egg white, not necessarily the yolk. But it also includes, let's see, vitamin B2, lower amounts of fat than the yolk. Eggs are a rich source of selenium, I believe it is, vitamin D, B6, B12, and minerals such as zinc, iron, and copper. Now, many people, well, some people like to debate, are eggs actually really good for you? Yes, they are. They can be very good for you based on how much you consume. Sorry about my hair, guys. I didn't think to get ready for a video if I'm going to be home. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Oh my god, my hair keeps distracting me. When we think about eggs, science clears up that 3 whole eggs per day are perfectly safe for healthy people. Eggs consistently raise the HDL levels. There's good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. The increased total, some people experience a mild increase of some high cholesterol. So as I was saying, but enough of that, let's get more into the basis of the video. Alright guys, so I have 2 eggs for the video today. Again, referring back to the statistics I showed you earlier. 3 eggs, or God, I can't talk today. 3 eggs a day is good for you, but should be the minimum. Anything over can raise your cholesterol. So going back to it, typically, thank you, Mika, for chiming in. Typically, people like to put eggs into a bowl and beat it together or whisk it together. But for this video, I'm showing you guys some kind of shortcuts, easier ways to do it. With your egg, you basically break it open. You don't throw it into the pan, please. You're gonna put it on a surface where there's an edge, easy to crack. Okay? And then one thing I want to point out, my heat is on 3. You can put on a low simmer or medium simmer, whatever the case may be. But I have a pretty heated, you can see, stovetop. So basically, depending on your stovetop, it can heat up really fast or not heat up fast enough. So going back to what I was doing, I'm gonna crack open the egg, put it into the mini skillet. I like to put my eggs back here, some place for me to put them easily without having to walk to the trash. Now I'm gonna make a second egg. Now again, my heat is between 3 and 4. Now if I wanted to speed up the process a bit, I can put it to medium. Now remember, the egg whites we see here, my pan is heating up. The egg whites we see here are the best that the egg has to offer. The yolk, not so much, but it's pretty good for you, not too bad, right? So again, if I wanted to make scrambled eggs, I'd simply try to whisk up the yolk, break it apart. Now some people like to spray some non-stick spray in their pans before they start making eggs. However, I mean, if you have a good looking skillet that is easy to take food off of, I recommend just throwing the egg in there. But if you do not, if you feel that the egg will stick to your pan, simply spray some non-stick or some butter. However, maybe non-stick spray is the best option, or olive oil. Now, still continuing to whisk it up, there is some chunks because the heat is making it come together. Again, just go around to your desire. I'm not so crazy about making it completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Making it completely separate, if you will. I'm fine with chunks, I'm fine with chunks of yolk, but everyone has their own preferences, so basically, whatever you desire, go for. Now, I'm beginning to feel it heating up some more. My chunks are coming together. If you can see here, the white indicates that it's getting cooked. Not too fast because of the heat, but fast enough. Now, what you want to do is add some spices, if you will. I'm gonna add some salt. Now, everyone's desire for salt is different. I happen to like a lot of salt, which is not always the best option. Also, pepper. Pepper and salt is basically what you always see in eggs. Some people like to add garlic salt, garlic seasoning, whatever the case is. Again, it's all based on what you prefer. My daughter's over here making some noise. Sorry about that. You guys want to see what my daughter's doing this morning? Say hi! Alright, back to what we were talking about. So, see, I was taking some time putting in my pepper and salt, but as long as you know, there's no, I mean, there are easy ways to do this or whatever the case may be. But again, the goal is to make scrambled eggs. Super easy process. Again, if you want it somewhat juicy, somewhat moist, I would take it off now. But if you want it a little crispy, fully cooked if you will, then have it on for a bit more. Always make sure to try to scrape off any excess from the eggs in the pan. It's easy to do this now rather than trying to wash it off later. I think I'm happy with these scrambled eggs. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put it off to the side. Always remember to turn off your stove, guys. Be smart. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this to a plate momentarily. But one thing I do wanna mention is always be sure to clean up your station. So I've left some of a mess here. After this cools down, I'm gonna go over it with some cleaning spray, wipe it down, and then I should be good to go. After I'm done eating, I always like to clean my pans after, just in case I get hungry again. Thank you, Mika. This is how we make scrambled eggs. Now, if you're someone that likes to have eggs sitting side up or over medium, I will post a video of that momentarily as well. But for now, for my scrambled egg lovers, enjoy. Alright guys, so we just made breakfast. Now it's time to fill in our food logs. So again, we are looking for a tile. I am labeling mine food diary. We also want to put the date. Today's date is June 2nd, 2020. Now, our goal, remember guys, this is something that you guys have to determine on your own, something that you're looking to accomplish. Again, mine is weight. So I'm gonna make mine pretty brief, because yesterday's video was a full 30-minute video. We went more into depth about the expectations for our food diary and dived into what calories are and what the expected calories are for growing teens. Now, time to make my chart. Again, this is recommended that you use a ruler. But if you're like me and you think you can do it solo, then you are most definitely wrong, because if you can see here, my lines are not straight. Now, referring back to my previous page, I'm just gonna, label it the same way. So we have time, food description, portion, mood, thoughts. All right, so time, food, and again, going like so. You're gonna put it down, make as many rows as you can, depending on what it is you are consuming for the day. All right, so it was 9 o'clock this morning that we attempted to make eggs. So we are going to label it eggs. Alright, now remember, I do want to remind you that I had only made 2 eggs. Now, you can put 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, even 5 eggs. But I want to remind you that it is recommended that the most amount of eggs you should be eating is typically 3 eggs a day. Anything lower than that is good for you, but anything higher than 3 eggs, consistently every day does raise your cholesterol. So that is something we want to be aware of. So my mood, I felt, let's say good, fun making eggs this morning. Me and my daughter kept me pretty occupied. My thoughts, let's see, they were delicious. Now, mood and thoughts, you don't necessarily have to put your mood or thoughts every time you do your food diary, only something that stands out. So let's say it was 10 a.m. and I decided to eat grapes. I ate 1 cup of grapes. And let's say I ate them, they were good, no big deal, and you choose not to fill in the mood section or thought section. You simply just put a dash, simply telling me, Miss Ibarra, I didn't feel some type of way, so I just left it blank. All right, so again, like I said, I don't want to go too far into depth about the food diary. We went over that yesterday. As you can see, all these fantastic notes. shortly here, after I pause the video and get situated, we are gonna go into some stretching. We're gonna do some stretching and then possibly do some light yoga. I want this to open up for tomorrow's section. I want to show you guys new yoga poses and the benefits of yoga and so on and so forth. Hopefully the following day we can go into some dance finally. I don't want to step right into it too fast because there are so many concepts that happens with dance that we should take our time and really learn the basics and understanding of dance. I also want to go into depth about its culture as well. So stay tuned. I'm again gonna get set up for some stretching and yoga. Alright guys, so let's get started. You're gonna put your right hand over your left hand over, knee or elbows coming together. Then you're just gonna feel it more in the blade area, okay? So go ahead and hold that there for a bit, and then we're gonna turn, bring out our arms, do the same process. This is really good. I feel it especially in this area back here. Taking some deep breaths works really well. You know, if you had a rough day, just breathing in, especially bringing your hands together, works so good. All right, so stretch number 2. We're gonna bring your hands over and then curve your body. You are gonna feel it right here for sure. Please do not do it this way. That does not stretch anything nor help you in any area. So again, I'm gonna start with on my left side, right hand up, bring it over, stretch it out. Same process. These are really nice stretches. Super good. Again, deep breaths. Now, we're gonna put one hand back here, grab the top of your head, pull it over, and again, this is more of the neck region. You are going to feel it here. Going like this does not help at all, right? So coming here, bringing it over is the way to go. Now we're gonna switch over, same process, other side. Now remember, you can do this as long as you like. You are going to feel it here. Now we're gonna bring one hand back here, right? So we've already stretched on both sides, but now we're gonna just turn your neck around. So we're gonna pull it here and then pull it down. We should be feeling it here. So before we went to the side, now we're kind of pulling down this way. Same process. All right, so next process, you usually want to do this at the table. However, for this video, I don't have a table near me. I'm in my living room. This is called a table stretch. So let's say you have a table here, some kind of item. You want to get as low as the table. Maybe you heard my back pop, right? And then you want to try to flatten your back. Okay? Now you want to do that for as long as you can. Your back will most likely pop if you haven't done so already. Now, this is a thoracic exercise. So you're gonna put your elbows tabletop level, okay? So on the table, you're gonna bend your knees, do the same kind of stretch, and you should feel this here in your shoulder blades. Again, this is for those of you who have maybe a chair next to you or a coffee table in the center of your living room. These would be great for your exercises, all right? Now, I call this the YCMA pose. So you're gonna put your hands up, stretch, and then bring it down here. Kind of like you're working out, right? Like you're pulling weights. Same process. I like to turn my neck with it. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, same process. So, again, this is exercises that help your upper back region. Now, a lot of stretching we do depends on whether or not your goal is to be flexible, whether or not your goal is to stretch certain regions in your body. But for today's video, we focused on the upper back. Next video we will be doing will show the benefits of flexibility and how we can get there. Hopefully by the end of the summer you guys are able to accomplish any flexible goals, such as the splits, how far you can bring up your leg, if you can touch your toes. But these are rituals we should be practicing every day in order to get to those goals. All right, practice makes perfect. Again, like I mentioned, we will be touching base on this more throughout the summer. Excuse my appearance. I'm home, doesn't matter. So let's move on to the yoga portion. All right, hey guys. So as I promised, yoga, we will be doing that today. Today joining me is my daughter, Mika. Hello, guys. We're gonna get started here shortly, but as I mentioned earlier, stretching is so important. So let's get started on our stretches. So in the last video, we went over lower back stretching. Today, we are gonna try to do some stretching on our legs. You ready, Mika? Ready to do some stretching? Are you ready? All right, so toes up. I'm gonna go ahead and reach for them as far as I can. Now, if you can only go midway, that's totally fine. Whatever your preference is. Oof, give me 1 moment. My phone's gonna fall over. Okay, so as I was saying, put your legs out forward in front of you. Try to touch your toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Then we're gonna go into a butterfly pose. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Now I'm trying to be quick here. We have a lot of ground to cover as far as yoga. Now, I know some of you guys may not have babies in the house with you, but that's fine. You can try to do this with your dog or a puppy. All right. You ready? All right. So, sitting almost in a butterfly pose. You're gonna put your hands out to your sides, like so. We're gonna stretch to the back first. Take a deep breath. Kiss your baby. Hi. Hi. So we're gonna turn over and do it again. Thanks. We're gonna come back forward. Take a deep breath. Acknowledge the baby. Hi, my stinky toes. Stinky toes. All right. And now, give the baby a kiss. Oh, she's pulling her hair. Okay. Now we're just gonna play with the baby for a little bit. Get her going. Get her some exercise. Ooh, those legs. We're gonna do some bicycle kicks. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pick her up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn to the side. Lay baby down. Go. Now, I'm gonna get some stretches in on my back. I'm gonna go all the way back. So your knees are on the floor, your hands are forward. The goal is to try to get your nose on the floor, but I have a baby in the way who is kicking me. Then you're gonna go on all fours, curl your back. Give the baby some attention. Hi. Hello. Now you're gonna go ahead and pick your right leg up. don't have babies at home, but this is a way for me to get my video down and have my baby with me. Hi. Then we're gonna do this same process again. Leaning in. Mwah. Mwah. And now she has my hair. Now we're gonna go ahead and pick our hips up. You want your legs apart as far as your shoulders go. And you're gonna lean in. Hi. Lean in. You should feel this already in the back of your legs. Uh-oh. Boy, the baby who likes pulling hair. Hi. One more. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and go back down. Stretch out your shoulders. Go back in our previous position. Hello. Now, you're gonna go ahead and pick up your legs again, like so. Alright, same on the other side. Go ahead and pick the baby up, give her some love for your puppy or whatever you have available. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay on my back. Oof. I'm going to get Mika to lay on me. Hello, hello, hello. Now I'm going to do some hip raises, okay? You're going to go up. The goal is try to get your back as flat as possible. Hi. Oh, you're eating my face. Oh, you're eating my nose. And then you're back down. Oh my God, you're so distracting. You're going to go ahead and lift your hips back up like so. No, this is an invitation to eat my face. Then we're gonna go ahead and go back down. Hopefully your dogs don't grab your face. One more time. Oof. We're gonna sit you up. Oh, there goes my lunch. All right. You having a good time? Are ya? All right, now we're gonna go ahead and sit back up. Acknowledge the baby once again. I know I'm working with middle school here and none of you have babies, but if you have a little brother or sister, again, this is a fun exercise to keep them occupied and allow you to calm in the moment. This is also really good because a baby can feel your energy. So if you take deep breaths, the baby calms down with you, sees that you are not stressed. She seems actually really excited. Few more deep breaths. Sometimes to relieve any stress you have. Enjoy some time with my baby Mika. Thank you for allowing me to have her. But for today's video, I know it was again pretty all over the place, but I did want to cover multiple things with you guys. I know we only have a month to cover some items, so I felt it important to go over some other things, okay? But for closing statements, remember, we're going to recap eggs a day happens to be okay, but anything more than 3 eggs could be potentially a risk for your future as far as cholesterol goes. Also remember, we learned how to make scrambled eggs today. We learned the importance of stretching our upper bodies. We learned some exercises thank you, Mika, for our shoulders and our neck region. Again, the yoga that we learned just now doesn't have to necessarily be with the baby, but you can try it with the puppy, a dog that sits really still for you, or just do it by yourself. Alright? Thanks again. In tomorrow's video, hopefully we can go into something a little bit more physical. Have a good day, guys.